If everybody got it, had a chance to read it.
It's gonna get an extra price.
This was a summary. Under
Under
number 4, this is how it came to be. And,
I think we need to discuss it. Personally, that's my personal.
Yeah.
I'm wrong a lot.
Actually, I've got one really big, and I keep hoping the rest of these ones out there on the house.
Oh, under the house.
Because I will get a big house, it's not good.
oh my goodness.
But that tree is too much happening.
She had a temperature, so I put the right, the cholesterol, patient on.
Yeah. One thing's about 3 feet around, 150 feet wide.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure she didn't have the cold.
Oh, sure.
Nah. Yeah, all right. It's all right.
I volunteered to pick up the phones.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, but the
Great.
like Friday.
Thank you.
For you, the maintenance building. Yeah. Because I think somebody should be there. If not, I'll come back to the office.
I want to, yeah, I think really you don't want to try to be here because I got to go to the hospital for 4 days.
Yeah, everybody's right.
Well, I volunteered, so.
On the ground.
How many people?
I didn't do that last time.
I don't know. I don't know if you need that. Didn't seem like it.
So we'll take 5. 5, we should be 5 to give us 3 here and 2 down.
I'm still doing the.
6, 3.
I'll still be.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you can tell them I'll be there before noon.
I don't print those out. Yeah, that's fine.
Site what Ben enjoys giving a report. 200 White, Joe didn't get a report, and I said, well, he asked you to do it, because you've been doing it for years, and you're good at it. And I just asked him,
You don't have to drive from Indy all the way.
yeah, right.
Where is her,
Keep getting, he lives out of town.
Pages.
Fishers.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
That's a way.
He usually texts me before we leave. Are you texting him?
no,
Oh.
not right now. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I did too.
Oh, did
Yeah, just now. That'll work.
I'm doing it too, just because.
he? Yeah, there you go. Triple barrels.
They didn't have a regular. Oh, yes. They only want
Oh, you can't breathe.
I'd rather not see than not breathe. My glasses fogged up so bad.
It'll be 10 years.
That's our plan.
That's a hell of a way to get out of there.
As many people as I had in there,
I see
Yeah.
people
we don't
driving
care,
down
me,
the
myself,
street.
and I.
I just skipped
I
that.
steam up so bad.
Let's take
Okay.
advantage of an opportunity, I think.
No.
Sorry to scare you, Rick.
You didn't scare me.
Oh, sorry to scare you, man, I got three tags, man, that's scary.
Nobody knew who was calling. Hey, buddy. That was the world champion skier.
I don't know, I haven't talked to him in a while. Hey, John.
You're a good skier.
Where's my buddy? Oh, there he is.
I enjoy having something to watch while I'm having my coffee in the morning.
And Joe's much better than me.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've seen him.
I appreciate that.
Well, you're much better than I am. What'd you say?
I said part of it's just being a little bit crazy.
A little bit young.
Well,
Quiet. Wow. Everybody's thinking.
deep thought. Deep thought. Why? That's the spot.
Hey, thanks for the additional information.
I did 25 by myself. By the time hers was like midway through the day. I was just, I don't know.
There's always one little place that you miss.
Deal.
Had her different this time, so we couldn't count that. But I need you, when you're near me, and you have that business gets here, let me know.
They have an officer here.
I was looking at an hour in here, then I was like, I'll just change that.
Maybe off to the left.
I'll know the generator should kick in, right?
You guys actually got one?
I don't think we did.
No,
Oh.
I don't think that ever made it through.
yeah, I think, yes.
That's one of the things that ought to have done.
Probably.
You're my pride and joy, etc. That's a song. Imagine me and you. I
No.
I think about you day and night. It's only right. Remember that song?
Yeah,
What's the name of it?
happy together?
Who did it?
No.
Turtles.
Oh, there you go.
Who also sang with Frank Zappa. Yep.
Okay.
I just know DT.
Sorry, but it's 7 o'clock, the music session's over.
There you go.
If you would, stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, everyone. Announcements, Clear Creek Conservancy, Dwayne Kelly.
I really don't have, Dwayne Kelly, 282 Patriots Landing. I really don't have anything except that our next meeting is August the 20th at 10 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne, do you know whether or not Clear Creek is gonna lower the lake this year?
I'm sorry,
Do you know whether Clear Creek is gonna plan on lowering the lake this year?
well, we need to, but we haven't set a time or anything. We've been just trying to work with the weather and hope that we got, 2 or 3 weeks without any rain in the lake. We need the lake down probably about 7 or 8 inches, but if they got down to 6, we'd probably try it, because we gotta seal that spillway.
Well, that's nothing to affect anybody, is it?
No.
Okay, disregard.
No, we haven't even picked any kind of a date or anything as the last resort. We just need to do it before the weather gets too cold, but that's what happened to us. But when they put the spillway in, it got too cold for the seal to do any good.
Thank you, Dwayne.
No problem.
Floyd Township Fire, Brian, I didn't see him. Neighborhood Watch, April. Oh, here we go. HLCS, Rick Miller.
Just a couple quick dates for you. The September issue highlights articles are due the 21st, and I'll publish probably on the 28th. That's all I got.
Thank you very much, Rick. Hellnet, Heather Ludlow, or somebody here to report for
Heather's
him?
not here, and Brenda should be coming in soon. She's in charge of the book run. She was going to share some things for the book run, just some of the COVID compliances. We have 71 people as of right now that are entered, 6 docks, and there are some recommendations they have made. Hillneck has made only recommendations to the docks. And that's about it.
Okay, if she happens to walk in, we'll see if she has anything else to add.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't get your name or your address. Never mind, I don't think I need it. POA Security,
He's not
here.
Yeah, he said he forgot about it.
Garden Club,
She's not here.
are you giving her report?
No, she wouldn't tell me.
Okay, I don't blame her.
She's working on both, on the marina and around, the clubhouse. Trying to upgrade all that. She's also working at Canaan Church right now, for those who care.
Thank you, Jim. Presentation of agenda. Any additions or corrections to the agenda?
I think,
Nothing?
were we gonna,
That's what I was gonna
yeah.
see. Is everybody ready to discuss the upper deck opening at the marina? I would like to add that to the agenda if everybody's ready to
I was
discuss
gonna
that.
cover that under the marina update.
Okay, let's just leave it there then.
Okay.
I won't add it and you cover it and. If not, we'll just go to presentation of minutes for July 18th board meeting minutes. Any additions or corrections to that? If not, I'll take a motion to accept as distributed.
Motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
July 13th, executive meeting minutes. Any additions or corrections to those? If not, I'll take a motion to accept as distributed.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? July 27th, operation meeting minutes. Any additions or corrections to those? If not, I'll take a motion to accept as distributed.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? July 27th, executive meeting minutes. Any additions or corrections to those? If not, I'll take a motion to accept as distributed.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That takes us right to the treasurer's report. Mr. Jim Johnson, you have good news?
Yay! For the month of July, we have total accrued income of $175,782. You'll also note that our expenses are $190,480, which is, gives us a negative balance of $14,698. That is normal for this time of the year, and it will get worse. The total income year-to-date is $1,167,778. Our expenses are $862,057, leaving a net income balance of $305,721. At the end of July, our short-term cash position was $447,029, and our total investments, which are made up of CDs and money market accounts, total $605,158, and that's the story. Now, just as a little bit of a reference, we have made payments to Brant for our marina of $943,832. That's over 2 years, the last quarter as well as year-to-date. We've had generous donations to the marina from our community of $18,020. And just want to give you a quick update on our fees. In 2019, motorized boat fees were $235,510, and this year they are $339,180. Our non-motorized boat fees went up from $11,940 to $14,880. Marina slips are also up by about $600, and tie-up fees are up about $2,000. And campground is up from $42,880 to $49,390. Nothing done by the treasurer to get that done. It's our people that did it. I'm sticking by it.
That's a good story. Any questions of Jim? Thank you, Jim. Board committee reports, A&E, Ben Fuchs. Hello, Ben.
Ben Fuchs, 77 Gettysburg. In July, we had approved 20 permits, 10 houses, and they were 1,824 square feet, 2 at 1812, one at 1,600, one at 1,577, one at 1,560, one at 1,441, and 3 at 1,265. We had 2 garages, 1 house addition, 1 lift, 1 patio, 1 gazebo, 1 deck, and 3 fences.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, I just like to compliment the A&E committee. They send out every month a no reply notice identifying properties that will be discussed, so the whole community could be alerted to those items. I think that's a very good addition that the A&E committee has done.
Thank you, Tom. Campground. Lori, I didn't see anybody from campground. Cleanup.
I'd just like to say a word and remind everybody that the Heritage Lake 2020 Cleanup Committee will be sponsoring a paper shredding event It'll be held in the Heritage Lake Clubhouse parking lot this Saturday, August 15th, from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m., or until the shredder truck gets filled. You know, this is a great chance for you to bring out all of your personal information documents that are outdated, and you could get them shredded. We appreciate you coming out to help us.
Thank you, Tom. Government, Dick?
Dick Corner, 183 Jefferson Valley. First commenting on the CCCD meeting on July 16th. The main points, the outside engineering assessment synopsis is that the plant is operating efficiently, though the state of Indiana is recommending to increase the capacity. Currently developing a plan to increase operations, plan to invite item to review and discuss the plan for hopeful approval. The district financial situation is good, though expansion expenses will be substantial. Board voted unanimously to approve a $2 per month rate increase. Last increase occurred in 2014. I do not know when that has taken effect. Do you happen to know that, Wayne?
Pardon?
The rate increase of our sewer fees? Is that, you guys voted that last meeting and
But it's not year end, it's,
immediately effective?
I think so.
Okay, just asking. And then the county commissioners meetings on both July 20th and last Monday, August 3rd. The health department asked and received approval to move a part-time position to full-time. They're having trouble handling all the state mandated COVID reporting. So people are working their butts off, and the commissioners and the council both approved that request. The cost was covered by grant monies. County revenues for the highway department are down, but so far not as bad as predicted. The 30% is what the state told the highway department back in April. Even so, the highway confirms that resurfacing scheduled for Heritage Lake will not happen this year, even for the prepared wedged roads like they did around Jefferson Pond. May budget was down 14%, June was down 25%, and July 18%, and they're predicting the rest of the year to kind of follow that. So the commissioners heard petitioning on the 3rd for and against the Heritage Lake Marina rezoning request, and that was forwarded from the Planning and Zoning Board. The decision was tabled until the October 17 meeting with no further public discussion. Planning and Zoning Office will be moved to the courthouse 4th floor starting Monday. Their previous location is deteriorating and the owner is unwilling or unable to repair. And then a few notes on the county council meeting on the 21st of July. Commissioner Woodall visited to inform the council of the sudden resignation of Don Hatfield of the Planning and Zoning Board due to health reasons. So they're seeking his replacement. He's the, anybody doesn't know, he does county inspections and has some help doing inspections as one of his jobs. Commissioner Woodall also reported on PCEMS, the first 6 months of operation. Basically, the run volume is equivalent to last year. The response times are down, and they are appreciating some reserves coming in from tax liens on unpaid services. So now that they're a public entity, they have the ability to go after, and they have done that this year. So. And the council approved the health department request to move. Yeah, or your report on that. Next meeting is the 24th, the fourth Thursday at 10 a.m. here in the clubhouse.
Thank you, Dick.
Yep.
Lake, Ken Hoops, anybody have anything on the lake? Clean water,
Just,
Oh.
I was at the Lake Committee meeting, and Kent Hoops did come out with some interesting remarks, and unfortunately I don't remember them all, regarding he has heard from individuals on different suggestions to help with lake security, to help with people's proper use of the lake. I think he was going to talk to Ken Rozelle and sort of bring those suggestions to him. If not, I think maybe we should reach out to him and see if he could reiterate those to us.
Have you spoken to him?
He was at my house last night, never said anything about it. We chatted about a lot of things, but
That wasn't one of them. Okay. Can you talk to him and just ask him what those things would be? That's gonna go right along with the way the board's going and looking at the safety of the lake, I think. Is that what it is, Tom?
Yes, correct.
And that's,
Things regarding the testing, you know, one recommendation from somebody that he received that the testing should be done every year to boat owners. Possibly it could be arranged on like an iPad device. If a person would answer a question incorrectly, they would be given an opportunity to answer that question a second time. And if they didn't answer it again on the second time, then they would be rescheduled for another test at a subsequent date. I mean, that was a recommendation that came from some member of the community to Kent. You know, so those kind of ideas, I think, you know, if we could gather them up, that it certainly will help us with our decisions.
and that is this board's attempt is to get everyone tested before next spring. And we all support that 100% as a board, and Lake Committee is trying to get involved, which I think is great, and their ideas are welcome. We'll listen to every idea, and that's ideas from all you folks too. If you get them to the office, we will consider all ideas for the lake security, safety part of it. This board doesn't want to have an accident on the water, as well as anybody in this room, I'm sure, doesn't want to have anything like that. We're going to try and do testing and a few other ideas, and nothing's off the table. Any ideas we get, we will look at it and decide if we can get those accomplished. So that's what this board's agreed to do before next spring, correct? Next spring, did I quote that right?
Yeah, to try to get it tested over
the winter.
time. And what we also did is, if any, again, I'll remind people, our members who might not be here, if they do have ideas, recommendations, we do have an email address that's monitored primarily by Kent, and that is hlpoa@ccrtc. Again, that's HLPOA, the ccrtc.com. Have we gotten anything on lake safety in that email? 0. So we got a big count so far, so anybody who could help contribute, we'd certainly appreciate it.
Anybody's ideas that you send to these will be looked at by Ken, and the entire board will see every one of these ideas. Clean water, Phil McKinley. I didn't see Phil.
I think Steve has a report that he'd like to read.
Go ahead, Steve.
This is the August Clean Water Team Report. Water quality samples from Heritage Lake were collected, tested, and interpreted in July. Thanks go to Ken Rozelle for his efforts in this process. The results were again very positive. The samples were taken at 4 locations in the lake, including the major inlet streams and from 2 locations in the main body of the lake. The most commonly used test is for E. coli bacteria. As background, EPA identifies the threshold values for the beach action, such as further testing at 235 counts per 100 milliliters of water, and average values are greatly considered safe for all water activities at 126 counts per 100 milliliters of water. Our 4 samples were 21, 2, 2, and 1. giving an average of 6.5 counts per 100 milliliters. Even our highest reading was less than 10% of the level for beach action. Therefore, once again, testing for safe recreational water has shown very positive at Heritage Lake. Responsible actions of many people who live and work near the lake, use the lake, as well as those who manage, operate, and maintain Clear Creek Conservancy District are all contributors to this success. Respectfully submitted, Phil McKinley.
Thank you, Steve. Siltation, Dwayne Kelly.
Dwayne County 282. Our two other scheduled projects for the summer are underway, and our next meeting is August the 27th at 7 o'clock here at the POA.
Thank you, Dwayne. HLEPT, Darcy Tom Novak, his name. I don't think there's any report, is that correct?
Not that I see.
Okay.
You could take my name off of it.
Okay.
That was for the blood drive.
Oh, that's why you were on there. Okay. Election, Jim Muhlenbein. I did not see Jim. Anybody to report for election? That shouldn't need it right now, this time of year. With that, I saw that Brenda Smotherman came in, and I'd like for her to get up and talk about the poker run if she has anything to say.
Sure. So we have, Hillneck's been working diligently to get the boat poker run up this year with everything that's going on. We were like touch and go. Are we having it? Are we not? It is on Saturday from 10 till noon. Everyone come to the clubhouse outside. We're going to register. Noon to 4, we'll have the boat poker run, and then from 4 till however long you guys want to stick around, we'll have food, give away the prizes, and then we'll have a band. This year, the food, it will be from the taco truck. That was a decision that was made by the group to help with, the spread and people, the traffic in the lower level of the clubhouse. So everything's going to be outside. Terre Haute Brewing Company will be here. Cornfield Mafia, the band, will be here as well. So if you haven't registered and you want, there's still plenty of time. Registration cutoff is noon on Saturday. But if you want to save $5, come and register before the end of the day on the 12th. We've gone to great pains to make sure that we're abiding by the State Board of Health guidelines, and then also the Indiana Gaming Commission guidelines. So this group has worked very, very hard to make sure that this activity and event can happen. I think it's one of the most enjoyable events, and we ask that everyone just stay safe. Stay safe while out there boating. Watch your alcohol consumption, because some people like me, can get over the top sometimes. So just stay safe and have a really fun time.
Okay. What time's the band start, Brenda? Do you know?
Band starts at 7.
7.
Awards will be announced at 7:30, and the band will play until about 11. We'll have pull tabs for sale. So there's going to be lots of activity. Pull tabs will even be on sale the morning when you come and register. So make sure you visit that table as well. So right now we have, thank you, Cindy. Right now we have 6 docks that have graciously volunteered to host. We have asked the docks not to serve food or beverages. And we've done that out of safety concerns. So when you pull up to a dock, please don't hassle them. Stay on your boat. Don't get off your boat. they're going to pull a card for you. So to prevent everyone from touching the cards in the bags, the dock hosts will pull a card for you in your presence, show you that card, and then you're gonna put it in your bag. And all of this information will be handed out to each participant in a document, so everyone has the same information. 6 dock hosts right now have volunteered. We're looking for a 7th. If we do not get a 7th, then you'll only have 6 to visit. If we can get one more to volunteer, we're looking for someone on the main body of the water, easy access, so we don't hinder the boat traffic.
And should they contact you if anyone's interested in
Yes, yes,
hosting a dock?
contact me. Yes, please.
Okay,
I did hear you correctly, that you have asked the dock host not to distribute any type of beverage?
We have recommended that, yes. So I can't be there policing them. If they choose to do that, that's under their own, but Hellnet can't be at every dock looking over them. We have 10 members of Hellnet, and the only people that can work one of these events are people, because of Indiana Gaming Commission rules, anyone working the boat poker run has to be a member of Hellnet. So we're going to have to utilize all of those people here with getting registration, counting cards, and then, doing the giveaway of the prizes. And so we can't be at those locations. So it's been recommended that they not serve.
Thank you.
Sure.
keywords recommended,
Yes.
okay. I want to thank you and your group. I know it's been a problem with all the changes with the rules on everything you've had to try to adhere to and how they've changed and all that. And I want to thank your group for doing that. It's been an exceptional year for everybody concerned on everything. So thank you very much. One other question. Your registration times are Saturday from when to when?
10 till noon.
10 to noon. And where are, I heard you say outside, but are they?
Most likely at the back of the clubhouse here. I'm hoping to be able to move the tables up closer to the parking lot, but we'll see the morning of.
Okay, the reason why I asked, I think the shredding thing is the same time out here, correct, Tom?
So then we are there until 11. So yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
That's why I want to make sure we're straight on that. That's, in my mind, I just wanted to,
Yeah.
you're going to be back here then?
So because of that, we'll definitely set up back there.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
And it's going to be a very nice day, no rain.
That's what we're praying for.
Okay. I'm going for that. Thank you, Brenda. Manager's report, Ken Roselle.
All right, well, Dick already touched on this one. Unfortunately, after following up on this year's road schedule for Jefferson Valley area, Richmond Drive, Mount Vernon, Redstone, and Yorktown as of now has been canceled for this year. I am being told the decision was due to the pandemic and the workforce. My promise to you is I will not let this lie, as our roads are in desperate need of repair. Secondly, Cindy Huddleston, head of Putnam County Kids Camp, has made a large donation for purchase of a Charlie Beard Memorial Bench. I will be looking to make that purchase sometime this week, and I thank you for that donation from that organization. During the Feast and Ski auction, there was a buoy that was auctioned off for 1 year for $300. The winner was Patty O'Connor at 62 Gettysburg, and that buoy was put into place the following Monday. And thank you, Patty, for that participation. Lake treatments are just 4 lake treatments that remain. They are as follows. will be tomorrow, 8/11, which will be for the summer weed. 8/25, 9/8, and the final one is 9/22. Typically, the pool is slated to close after Labor Day. In the past, I've extended the pool opening for a few weeks longer than that. This year, my plan is to drain the pool and recoat the bottom of the pool. Depending on this project and the extended weather, time will allow me to extend limiting swim hours or not. As time gets closer, I'll send out that information. The budget numbers through the end of July. Income through July, we are at $1,133,047. That is within $307, 78% of our budget of $1,440,525. Expenses are near $800,000, and that is $456,000, 63% away from our $1,245,470 budget. Currently, we are trending $148,647 to the good. And that is not all that bad. Finally, this Saturday, Lois will be celebrating her 80th birthday. She will be at the marina.
And I am so proud to be 80 and be here.
Some may ask why she doesn't have the day off, when in fact there is probably no other place she would rather be.
Right.
I have ordered several of her favorite cookies to share with anyone who would like to visit with her and have a cookie, and wish this young lady a happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's it.
so much. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Nice gesture, Ken. One question on the weeds. The lake will not be shut down on any one of those 4 treatments, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that. That brings us right up to old business. It looks like marina update, Paul Ford.
Okay. Not much more to report from last meeting. The AC unit was put up last week for the kitchen. The new lighting has been installed for the upper deck. I don't believe it's on yet. It's been installed. It's a system it's a new system, and it can be changed. Colors can be changed. The intensity can be changed and all that. So we'll probably, I would imagine we'll probably be meeting over there sometime this week after dark to see what we think how we should move forward on that, at least for right now. Original lighting, for those of you who missed the marina update, was LED, white, very bright lighting for that upstairs, which obviously we've changed the lighting around the whole marina, and we elected to change that also. Let's see. The last thing is the discussion for upstairs. There have been some texts running around the last week or so that I guess I assume social media is asking why we can't use that up there. We haven't actually put together a formal plan for that. Obviously, the original intent for the upstairs was for the restaurateur to handle that particular part of the building. So as it stands right now, that's up in the air on when and if that is a possibility. So I would open up to the board a discussion on taking down the barriers at the stairways to let the public go up and visit the site. I would personally recommend, as the marina chair, that we do not put furniture up there for 2 different reasons. One, we have no one to watch that area on a regular basis. not that I mistrust anyone that's gonna go up there to deface or ruin any of the furniture that goes up there. It's very stable furniture. However, according to my 5-year-old and 7-year-old grandsons, according to their actions over the summer, I don't think we want chocolate ice cream all over up there. And so I think my suggestion at this point would be, I know people want to go up there and be able to see what we have up there. And I think, I have no problem with that. I think that's a very applicable desire. But I would just like to see something done, whether it be, I don't know, a sign put up that say, no children unaccompanied by an adult. You guys can come up with some ideas. And then if you don't want any signs, that's fine too. And see how it goes. If it gets out of control. My concerns are people taking beverages and food up there. I don't want that. If you go up there, you'll see why. The platforms are concrete, but they're 18 by 18 platforms. They have spaces in them. We don't need people up there eating their lunches and drinking their beers and what have you. I personally would like to see it open and let people go up and see the view, get you excited about what's going to happen in the future. But for right now, we don't have any monitoring system. We've talked about it briefly with a few people, so it's open for discussion to the board. Yes?
I have two questions. One question, is there any cameras that will?
Yes.
So the upper deck will be monitored 24/7 with recorded cameras, correct?
Yes.
And the second question involves, have we asked our insurance company what's the minimum type of signage we need to place up there for liability concerns? In other words, is there some minimum signage? The one thing that pops into my mind is occupancy. The maximum occupancy. Or, for liability, maybe you're absolutely right. No children under the age of 21 need to be accompanied by their adults. Did I say 21?
Yeah.
No, you did. 21, maybe 25.
There you go.
Don't raise it too high, I won't be able to go up there.
The question in all seriousness, I'd be more than happy to contact the insurance agents, or if Ken would want to do that, or I think there should be some kind of signage posted that, if nothing else, protects us from, or gives the impression of protection for under liability coverage.
Well, I think at this point, to fall under the same umbrella, I think we should not be allowing any more than 10 or so people up there at a time just because of COVID. I know it's an open space, but it's a confined space, therefore you're going to have, if you're 6 feet apart up there, you don't have room for more than 20 people, or 10 people, or 12 people, however. And since you're in the volunteering mood, maybe you can go up there and get 10 or 12 other people and see what's 6 feet apart.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I'm in the volunteering mood. At least right now.
So, just to go along with that at this point, I mean, if we're gonna watch how many people get up there at one time, that should be reflected on the pandemic period we're in right now. I mean, we don't do that in the marina at this point. We probably should be doing that. So that's another, I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Regarding contacting our insurance agent, is
I
it
could do that.
to see if there is some kind of signage that they recommend at a minimum?
Okay, Ken's gonna contact the insurance guy,
Now you're gonna find 10 people.
and you're gonna find,
Rick,
yes, Jimmy, go
I think
ahead.
it should take effect immediately rather than waiting around for us to talk to our insurance agent.
You think we should go up there immediately?
Absolutely.
Tonight,
The community paid for the
we get to test the lights.
facility, community ought to have access to the facility.
I think I agree totally that they need to have access to it, and that's why it's a discussion tonight to open it up. But until we talk to the insurance guy, Tom has a point that
I mean, we have liability insurance.
we do have insurance on the building, we're covered, I don't have a question with that. My concern is that I heard that we can't allow a lot of people up there at once. We don't have anybody to monitor that. I don't know who would monitor that, whatever number you pick 10, 20. I heard both numbers.
You don't have anybody at night, dude.
We don't have anybody after 6 o'clock, even in the building.
So 30 people got up there, I mean,
I don't think,
Isn't there a stupidity rule at play here? I mean, our people know,
No, I understand.
everybody knows about COVID, everybody knows that we need to be separated, everybody knows this stuff, everybody knows that they're not supposed to run around and dance on the deck.
Everybody knows they should wear their mask over their face.
I was speaking,
Yeah. Which is what is giving away the COVID.
but I think this, we're micromanaging this, and our community wants to be there, and, hey, I'm just one guy though.
Is the reason we're not putting the tables and chairs out because we can't effectively clean them while people are touching them up there because there's no staff up there to clean them?
That's, yes,
Is that kind of the reason? I mean, it's not so much we don't want people sitting up there, it's just we don't have any way
That's
to clean
correct.
it between people touching things.
we don't want food and beverage up there.
No.
what's it for?
Food and beverage.
Well, we're not operational.
Is there a restaurateur there yet? No. There's nobody to monitor it. If we put tables and chairs up there, I think,
You're saying that there's no way to clean up after the people
That's
if
correct.
it's not.
that's good.
So we're not saying that we don't want people to eat up there if we don't have a restaurant. We're just saying that we haven't come up with a plan yet in order to clean it effectively between usage
and monitor the occupancy.
and monitor.
That's my concern is,
Yeah.
is if everybody had used the common sense, we'd be great. Pardon me?
We know they don't do that.
Well, I think that's my concern on the issue is we could open it up and try it and see if it's abused.
Is it currently done and like safe and everything, like
Yes.
completely built? I was just
Everything except these lights have to be finished. That's why we haven't discussed it until now. They just got,
Those lights are not necessary for people to go up there. You know, I think that the discussion is to discuss all of the parameters of the use of that upper deck. Somebody just brought up the fact the marina closes at 6. Are we gonna close the upper deck at 6?
Yes.
You making that decision?
No, but I think it'd be a good idea until everything's figured out.
I thought you too.
Do we have a gate on?
no,
No.
No.
the only thing we have now is the wooden barriers.
Wooden barriers.
And once they're taken down, it'll be open on both sides for people to go up there whenever.
We should get one of those little chains with a sign on it, closed.
That'll stop them.
But I'm just saying, I mean, we can dance around this.
No, I agree.
I mean, a short 10-foot wall to stop most people, so I mean, if we're just gonna play the semantics game of that, then we might as well not open it, might as well just close it. Take the stairs out.
Okay, we do have cameras, so I think it would be,
I mean, come on, guys, let's be common sense here. You can put up a sign, you can put up an LED sign, you can put up a 10-foot wall, you can put up a chain, doesn't matter. People are gonna do what they wanna do. If they don't wanna be respectful of it, they're not gonna be respectful of it. But the community paid for it, they should be allowed to use it.
That's where we're at, I believe.
so that we could probably get a black chain, just like we did with the orange chain. And how hard is it to get a sign that says close at 6 o'clock? That any big deal? Or just close?
Just close,
Close.
when someone puts
I
it
hang it on a black
That's
chain.
a good approach. if nothing else, even though AJ is 100% correct, if nothing else, we have notified. We've done our good due diligence to notify people that it's closed
And we can see if somebody's up there.
because of the cameras.
That's correct.
Okay.
And we can actually talk to them, right, Ken?
Yes, we can.
When can you, when do you think you could have an answer from our insurance guy as far as signs that
Do
he,
that camera.
I could have one tomorrow. He's supposed to get a hold of me anyway.
okay, if you can have the answer tomorrow, can we say right now that we're gonna open it Wednesday morning? Is everybody,
When can we have the closed signs and the orange chain? Did you want orange?
No, black's fine.
Orange is
What
visible.
about green?
come on,
Green?
we're getting off track.
Pink?
Cheapest. If it's pink, take it.
You know,
It's October.
Yeah.
Those can't be on.
So we'll be able to have those for Wednesday? Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you can get a close sign anywhere at a store, but if you want like a professional one made or something
No, I
like
don't
that, they
think
could
we don't
probably
need
take a
them. We
week.
could get 25-cent sign.
I just, we, I think as a board want to open it as soon as possible, safely, and hopefully everybody will take care of it up there, which I'm sure they will.
Okay, so the way I'm hearing this, and Ken, I'd be glad to go get the black chain with the closed sign. The reason I picked black is because the railing is black. And we don't want to upset our architect.
A little feng shui.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay,
And I'd be glad to install that. Also, I lost my train of thought.
I agree with you, what you forgot.
It'll come back to me.
when it comes back, just blurt it out, how's that?
Will we be locking that when we?
That was my thought. Thank you very much, Steve. You're right on target. When the marina staff comes in at 8, they take the chain down. When the marina staff leaves at 6, they put the chain up.
Beautiful.
And the gas people can monitor
The stickers
because they
up.
can see what's going on. And if it gets too crowded or crazy, they can say something.
So Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock, it'll be open, is that what we're saying?
Sure.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, that was easy.
All I need is 10 volunteers. Can I say
Right now? Can we leave now?
Hey, did you hear the thunder and lightning out there?
Yeah, but the trees are still standing up, I'm good.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead, I'm not raising my
You work on
hand.
Wednesday?
8 a.m.
I can be
Wednesday
there
morning.
Wednesday.
Do you work
Oh,
on
I
I
Wednesday?
had a couple
No.
things today.
I can go now.
Okay.
I think it'd be appropriate if you're the first one up there.
Well, thank you. I would love that.
All right.
I agree with that.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Someone get a picture.
8 o'clock Wednesday, Lois.
Okay, I'll be there.
There'll be 9 other people there with you going
Okay,
up there.
sounds great.
Okay, Ken, you had some more on the marina.
Yeah, there were a couple things that, one thing last week, we added the water softener system, so that's up and running. And then another thing that is at the location that we haven't really announced, that Heritage Lake has the first ATM in that building, so. We haven't advertised it yet because I just wanted to make sure there was no snafus. We've not had any problems to my knowledge. So it's in the, if you follow the signs, it's in the foyer area, between the foyer area in front of the bathrooms, so. Just wanna let you know that. And we do make money off of it, by the way, so. For each transaction, so if you choose to use ours or go to the DP, you're donating the money to them. So it's a $3 transfer fee. Very common.
Is that it?
Yep.
Anybody else have anything before we move off marina? Thank you. Covenant vote, Jim Johnson.
Is this okay?
I guess.
Okay.
You're over there. That's more
We're,
exciting to me.
we're moving right along. We're waiting for a report on the properties that have not voted by the individual boroughs. And then board members and volunteers are gonna assist us in drumming up the final votes, which closes, I think, September 30th.
When do you see having those reports, Jim? Do you have any guesstimate?
When we get them.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions of Jim on the covenants vote? Okay, that moves us right to new business, and it says alcohol license, and it has my name on it. Since our last board meeting, we have applied for an alcohol license for the restaurant. And it is for.
Since the operations meeting.
Operations meeting.
It was after the op meeting.
Okay, but it was after the last board
That would be
meeting.
true.
Sometime between
That would be true.
now and the last board meeting, we applied for a liquor permit.
I just wanted to be clear.
I know, that's fine. I just,
Some people in the neighborhood think we had one last month or the month before.
no,
or
it
the
was
month
applied,
before.
it was applied for since our last board meeting.
Okay,
I'm staying with that, because that's what happened. Anyway, we do not have an approval on that yet. I did hear today that the excise officer for this area was at the marina and did an inspection today. That's all the information I have as of now. Any questions, board?
Should we elaborate on the reason why we applied for it now instead of waiting?
Right now, if you call to apply for a new building, which we have, a new restaurant, for a license, you're told it takes 90 days minimum to get through. If there is a mistake or an appeal that takes, that's another 30 days. We as a board decided to apply for it when we did, in hopes that we can come up with an agreement with the restaurant guy between now and approval date, but we hope to have the alcohol license prior to him opening, rather than opening without any alcohol and then change the whole process of what he's doing. That's why. So, and there's no secret in that, that's.
I was just saying it for.
No, thank you.
Could I ask a question about the alcohol license?
Not yet, we're not to the forum yet, but once
Okay.
we get there, you'll be
Alrighty.
welcome to do that. And we're almost there. Okay,
Did you say there wasn't a formal vote? Were we going to take a
For-
formal vote?
for the alcohol license?
Yes.
Sure. Hence, we aren't at the forum yet.
No. Tommy's talking
We have to-
about
we have to-
the board.
we have
Right.
done an
He's waiting for
informal
a
email
motion.
vote.
He's waiting for
Yeah.
a motion.
Okay.
I'm waiting for a motion for that vote to come.
I make a motion that we formally accept at this board meeting the application for an alcohol license.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand, please. Opposed? 5-2. Okay. With that, that'll close the alcohol portion of this meeting as far as this goes. If people do have questions in open forum, we'll try to answer them the best we can. Anything else before we close this and open up the forum? Anybody have anything?
I thought you, oh, you did add the deck, I'm sorry. I take it back.
Anything else? Okay, with that, that takes us to the open forum, which is the time the membership can ask questions, criticize, or,
Great.
I doubt that.
yeah, we'll see if that happens. Anyway, what I'll ask you to do is raise your hand, you'll be acknowledged. Please stand, give your name and your address, and your questions, concerns, or compliments even. With that, I'll go with the first hand I saw, which was Rick Miller all the way at the back.
Wow.
Rick Miller, 26 Gettysburg. Hey, Jim mentioned it in his earlier comments, but among other things, I'm chairman of the board for the Keenan Community Church. And I just wanted to send my thanks to Anita Johnson who is effectively the garden club that is refurbishing all of our flower box space out in front of our sanctuary. So thanks to the garden club, but particularly the need.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. The next one I saw, I think, was Lois. I'm sorry.
Okay, Lois Napier, 312 Mill Springs. And I have a real fun thing to do tonight. As everybody knows, I had a bowl sitting on the counter at the marina during the month of July, just for donations. Anybody want to throw their change in? So in this baggie, in the marina fund, I have $591.75. And this is to be paid on the marina fund.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't write a check, it's all cash.
That's all right, let me see it.
Cash
And
works.
thanks everybody so much. And I didn't bring the bowl because I probably will use it again.
That's awesome.
That's awesome,
Is that
Lois.
okay?
That's wonderful.
Thank
We've
you.
got great people out here. We
Yes,
really,
we
really
do.
do.
And the kids love throwing their change in that bowl.
That just shows support out here.
$591.75.
Okay, I saw, right, the next one I saw, did you, go ahead,
We didn't ever get that.
go ahead.
Diane Talbert, 309 Gettysburg. We heard at one of the county meetings that Lois had never carded anybody who uses the marina. And it has, people who are non-members have come into the marina and purchased things, etc. Okay, if this upper deck is open, who's going to be up there? Is non-members going to be up there? Who's going to be carding that? Who's going to be directing that? That opens us up again to the use of our facilities by non-members, which is something we just,
The only thing I heard, Diane, if I could, are you finished?
yes, I want to know
The
how
only
that,
thing I heard, and I just heard it here, is that the people who are currently dispensing gas will observe what's taking place up there, and if they see something out of the ordinary, then that would call for some type of action. But that, I just heard that, so it's not necessarily a commitment, it's just what I just heard.
is it acceptable for non-members to be up there?
The members are guests of members. That's who comes in and purchase things from the marina, or people that's looking for a home. So they come in to buy a Coke and ask questions. And it's a lot of the times, because I'm there almost every weekend, a lot of times it's the guests of members coming in to purchase items at the marina.
So,
That's our public coming in.
okay,
Our
are,
county.
are non-members going to be allowed to go up there?
Who's gonna monitor that, Diane?
Yeah, I know.
Do we have anybody in this group that's willing to volunteer to do
You're
that?
okay with that?
I'm sorry?
You're okay with that?
So it's a question as to whether or not you're okay, unless you're not willing to go ahead and do the supervision.
How about you, Jim? Maybe you
Hey,
should.
I do
Hey,
a
you don't
lot,
have the floor,
I
sir.
do a whole lot.
Guys,
Rick, I
Sir,
wanna make one comment about that.
you don't have the
I heard you,
floor.
Rick.
Shut up.
It is an ideal of our community to be private. All of us would agree with that, right? All of us would. However, it is not a requirement by the POA. The POA explicitly, optionally creates POA cards. It's in our governing documents. So it's our ideal to do that. It is not a mandate.
It's not a mandate for
No, it's in our governing documents.
non-members to be able to use?
Now, you interpolated that from what I said. You said check POA card, you were explicit. And we don't have to have POA cards, it's in our documents that the board may. It doesn't say we must.
But they're-
I'm sorry, I didn't
they're
make the
all-
rules.
But you don't want people using the beaches?
No, I agree.
So,
Yeah.
they card people, we've been carded down there swimming at the beach.
But that's
You don't
because the
want-
board decided to create those
So
cards.
you're fine with the public?
No, I'm not.
The public comes in every day and buys stuff. they're around here all the time. People come out and look at this lake, and they love this lake. And that's how we get the people in here that are buying homes right now. You know, this is a county road, so we got guys on motorcycles, we got guys on bicycles, they're all coming in. And
Yeah,
it's making money, it's making money for the community.
It's public roads, so we can't let them off the road.
Right.
But it's making money for the, you know,
We don't
community.
police our other common grounds.
Oh.
We do a lot of.
I do
it.
occasionally if I see somebody out there, but there's no mandate to police
Right.
our grounds.
We don't have people running around out here checking cards.
Oh.
We
have our card
don't
check.
pay people to run around checking cards. We have security on the lake and we have security on the land. Yes, they will go up and check cards, but they're not paid specifically to do that. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I run a lot of people off the beach that I know don't have cards.
But when they come into the marina, they're not asked for their card to make a purchase.
No.
That does not happen. It hasn't happened since Lois has been in charge for 19 years. That was a statement you heard earlier. It's not that we don't check cards, we do with security on the land and on the lake. That's their responsibility, to make sure that they're card-carrying members if they're stopped for breaking the rules or doing something wrong. They're asked for their POA card. We do not ask for cards to get gas. We do not ask for cards to go in the marina. We're a community out here that trusts people. That's what we want to be.
How many people got their card check walking in here?
How many people have their cards on them right now?
Me.
Okay, not everyone. Not everyone.
We have people coming in every day, especially the weekend, paying for gas. We ask everybody, do you own a boat? What's your
That's
name?
for the last name, so we can
That's
put
the
it
last
in the
name, so we
computer.
put it in the computer, okay? There's a lot of people that are paying gas for people that are members out here. They come in first, say, I wanna pay for gas. We can't do it till they come in. I've had people give me names, and I look them up, and there's nobody there, and I said, are you a member? No, I'm with so-and-so. So we gotta put their name in. But we have a lot of people that don't live out here that are with other people, and they buy stuff in the marina every day. It's making money for us. I mean, it's not like we're,
Is that what this is about, money?
You don't have the floor, sir. Again, please.
it's not about money, it's about helping out everybody else. But we do make money.
Okay, Brenda.
I just want to say, so, I think, I know that this is a thankless job. All of you.
What's the address, Brenda? I'm sorry.
70 Gettysburg.
Thank you.
What you guys do is thankless. I have put in so many hours for this boat poker run since I've been back from Florida in May. And just the other day, I had somebody, we were calling for dock volunteers. And I had somebody post on there, well, if you paid the volunteers a little bit of money, you'd get more people to participate. And I'm just looking at that like, are you serious? Do you not understand that this community could not run without the help of all of the volunteers? You know, nobody gets paid here. There are a few people that are hired by the POA, those are hired jobs. So to say that it's all about money, no, it's not. Because there are so many people behind the scenes that do so much for this community. And my whole thing is, if anybody's got a problem with it, they need to step up and volunteer and see what it's all about.
That's a good idea.
Very, very well said, Brenda, thank you.
Could I say one more thing, Rick?
If you've got your hand up, you sure can.
Okay, Lois again. We were told that if anybody wants to register a boat you have their POA card, that's motorized, non-motorized, everything. When somebody comes in and they buy something, we've got a loyalty program on the new system, and that's why we're asking everybody's name. If we didn't make money out here, we couldn't even pay the light bill for this building. We have to make money to run this place. That's common sense.
Thank you, Lois.
Thank you.
I want to go on with one thing with that, Lois. If we had to rely on the assessment charges, this place would not function like we are today.
The utility bills are enormous.
There would be changes, drastic changes would have to happen if people in this room think the assessment covers our expenses.
Right.
Jim gave the report today. It just blows my mind. Some people think their assessment, I've heard people say they own part of this building because of their $300 assessment. They are part owners. I'm not going to argue that. Everybody in this room that pays their assessment and live out here are part owners of everything. And I'm proud of what we've built out here all together.
Yes.
It's a beautiful place, and I love it. Love it in my heart. Go ahead, Ben.
Ben Fuchs, 77 Gettysburg. We just had a feast and ski a couple weekends ago. Does anybody know the outcome?
We haven't had a meeting yet.
I haven't been told the final numbers, to be honest with you.
Well, it was a great event, or was it?
I hesitate to say what I.
I'm not gonna guess. I've heard by the grapevine, and those numbers are not coming from that committee yet. So I'd rather not. It was considerable, the number I heard, but it didn't get it from the lake committee, and they ran the feast and ski. So until they come to us and tell us what their final numbers are, I don't know what they are.
Well, it seemed like a good event. I was there all day watching it, and everybody was in good spirits, having fun. And Jim and Debbie Muhlenbein are the hardest working people in the community, as far as I'm concerned. They just work their tails off.
We're lucky to have volunteers like Jim and Debbie. They
Yeah.
volunteer for everything. And I want to say one thing. You said you were there looking around. I thought you were working the entire day.
I was.
Okay, well, let's say it the right way. You volunteered your time the whole day for the
Slip and slide.
water slide, and I want to thank you for that. It was a hot day, and the kids enjoyed it, and you had a good time too.
Yeah, I got wet.
Rick Miller?
Yeah, Rick Miller, 26 Gettysburg again. Yeah, I don't have any numbers, I'm not on that committee, but I did hear they did well. And partly because Mary Petruzzi was on the committee, and she organized the advertisers, sponsors, and the silent auction, did a remarkable job with that. And so I heard about half of the proceeds came from the sponsors, and the other half from the sale of merchandise, food, and the silent auction. So they did really well, but again, because of volunteers.
And again, I thank you for you volunteering your time that entire day.
Sure, it was
Hey,
fun.
Rick?
Yes.
I also want to recognize the volunteerism of that man in the back corner for the people at the marina who are now walking on mats behind the counter.
Yes, great.
Rick's generous donation allowed that to happen.
Thank you, Rick.
I think you have one more hand up.
I've got it right here. Go ahead.
Lucinda Nunez, 441 Mill Springs. Has there been a contract signed with the restaurant?
No.
Second, is the alcohol permit for hard liquor or just beer?
Beer, wine, and liquor, all three. It's called a three-way license, is the way I understand it. I've never done
Do
one
we
before.
know if the company who's going to be in the, who is going to operate the restaurant, is it going to be sold hard liquor?
Is it gonna what? I'm sorry.
Going to sell hard liquor?
We don't have those people yet. The people we are talking to say yes, they would sell it. The people we have talked to, we haven't negotiated anything yet with anybody. No contract has been signed, no contract has been prepared. Nobody's even been asked to prepare a contract yet. We're at the early stages.
Oh, okay.
But, saying that, our hopes, this board, is to have a restaurant open before the end of the year if a lot of things have to fall in place for that to happen. There's been a lot of hiccups along the road that stopped us for several months from the start of this project to today. And it's months have been wasted because people didn't understand or even have the courtesy to talk to people. But right now, no contract yet, hopefully open by the end of the year. That's our goal.
How is it that we, who do not want hard liquor sold at a restaurant, accomplish that matter?
I couldn't give you that answer. I know.
The liquor board is meeting as of right now on August 18th. If you stop over to the marina, you can get the information off of the permit announcement. On that permit announcement, you'll find out how to participate in that meeting if you want to make your thoughts known. And you can either send letters or you can actually be at the meeting virtually. That everybody is going to be at that meeting virtually.
And that will be put in the highlights before the meeting?
No, it's posted at the marina right now.
Oh.
If you stop at the marina, you'll be able to read it there. It's also posted in the newspaper.
It's in the Greencastle paper.
Lucinda, there's a big sign that's big on the window at the marina. Just come and take your camera and take a picture.
Yeah, there you go, I haven't been there for a while.
Well, come and see.
And one of the other questions or ideas I had, and I mean, hard liquor is one thing, beer's another, wine's another, everybody can have their choice. I think we depend on what's going to be sold as alcohol, at least in the restaurant. But what about putting up barriers or protectors for the kids who play on the merry-go-round up there? You know, there's kids up on top playing with, utilizing the playground, and there's no barrier to stop, I'm sorry, a damn drunk from going right through a child's play area. I know there isn't.
And have been drunks go past there, I'm sure. No question.
Well, I think with a restaurant there'll be more.
I'm just saying, without a restaurant, there have been. Okay, I've got your notes, thank you. Next, Curtis Talbot.
Yes, Curtis Talbot, 309 Gettysburg. I'd like to know if you have made no agreement at all with the restaurateur, how you could use the name Psalms of Heritage Lake when you applied for your liquor license.
You can use any name.
So you're using this man's name without his approval?
Did I say that?
Well, I asked you a question. Did you?
No, you didn't. You made a statement, sir. You didn't ask a question.
Okay, it's a question. Did you get his approval?
Yes, I did.
So now you've already acknowledged that
We don't have a contract.
you haven't written one yet.
Hey,
You
sir,
still-
hold your voice down, please, or you'll be asked to leave this room.
Okay, I'll hold
Just
it
be
down.
courteous to board members.
I-
He's a
I-
volunteer, he volunteers his time, and he loves this lake as much as I do.
And
So
I-
you treat him with respect or you're out of here. Right now.
Now, if you had your say, I can speak, okay? Thank you.
Hey, you don't
I
tell
have
me
a
what
number
to
of
do.
questions. First of all, how in the world can you apply for a liquor license without the approval of the board and then expect the board to rubber stamp it after you've done it?
Sir?
We just did that. That's
I know,
all.
you rubber stamped it.
We just did it.
I don't know if
What else
that's
you
even
got?
legal.
What else?
Curtis, you understand the rules because you were on the board and you know what we can and can't do.
I do.
Either in exec session or in ops. You understand because
Yes,
you're
I
brilliant
do.
with this,
I
just
do.
like I am.
And
And now you're asking a dumb
That's
question.
not a dumb question.
Yes, you are. You understand.
You're making decisions.
No.
You're
We-
making decisions in your.
That's enough. That's enough.
Kurt, we talked about all this.
Jim, that's enough. We're not gonna argue with any of the members here.
Questions.
You're
Come
gonna
on.
cut it short here shortly, buddy.
Come on, guys, keep it together.
What else you have?
I love you young guys.
There's no reason to go
How,
to
how,
Lowe's
how,
every single
how
time.
is it
Rodney King.
that you guys can make a contract for booze in a building that is still rated R2?
Sir, we don't have a contract for booze.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
You're seeking
One more
to get
question
the
you're entitled
permission.
to.
Well, I have actually a question for Dwayne over here for Conservancy, if you don't mind. Have they yet, when you had your annual meeting, I was told that the Conservancy Board was considering voting for our covenants. Have they done anything in that way?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Holy, wait, I saw Deborah right there.
Robert Polisa, 183 Mill Springs.
Robert, I didn't catch your last name, I'm sorry.
Polisa, P-U-L-I-Z-A, 183 Mill Springs.
Okay, go ahead, Robert.
We're excited about the restaurant from our side. Just have another option to just go eat, you know, get out, have friends, all that sort of stuff. We think it's a great idea. We do ask, you know, is it possible? And I'm not saying you're not trying to be transparent, that's my point. But for us that don't know really kind of what's going on from month to month, like I was here, I've been trying to keep myself involved just to know what's happening and educated. But I know in the last meeting, there was kind of the same thing, we're in no contract, none of that stuff. Same as now, which I believe if that's the case, I don't have an issue with that. But there is that sign out there that says, we're asking for a liquor license, it has the name Psalms on it. So for us that do not know anything that's going on, is there a way that from like, between meeting and meeting, or anytime that something kind of comes about, and I know it's somebody's work and you're volunteer, but just kind of let us know, hey, we're putting up, we're applying for the liquor license, we're gonna use the Psalms name, we've asked for it, and there's gonna be, you know, all those little details. I think that would be helpful to just kind of let people be a little bit more at ease, you know, and I don't need to be at ease, but I kind of would like to know what's going on, because I'm excited about what's happening, and I would like to know what the process is and how it's going about, like, even just as little to know, like, for example, who's paying for the liquor license, are we paying or is Psalms paying? I'm assuming it's all, I mean the lake. I'm assuming it's the lake because there's no contract, but those are the sort of questions that people are having and I'm curious about. So those are my 2 cents on that.
I don't know how this board would get you the information in between board meetings. Right now, the discussions with Psalms have not been scheduled until we get our zoning complete from the next zoning meeting. If it's complete, then the board has a committee that 3 members of this board are on to schedule and have the first talks with Psalm in regards to contracts, money, and all that. Did I say that correctly, everybody?
Yes.
Keep me straight on this, because I don't want to be wrong. Those meetings have not happened. That committee has been told until we get our zoning permit for commercial or whatever the county ends up telling us we have to be to have the restaurant, those talks will not happen.
Yeah, but even, I mean, I totally understand that, you know, I totally understand. But even just that information, if we could get an email saying exactly what you said, then people know, okay, so this is kind of what's happening. I mean, it doesn't need to be detail by detail, but just kind of like a summary of some of the things that were talked about here already, you know, during the board meeting. Just kind of a little bit, I mean, what you just summarized right there, that's perfect. If people could just know that, that would be like, okay, so that's what's going on. That's it.
Let this board have a discussion. We'll see about putting out a blast email on
Yeah, just an email.
how this comes. I'm not making a commitment. We have to all agree on that first. But I do want to let you know, this board, when we applied for the liquor permit, those names can be changed prior and after the permit is approved.
Yeah, I'm not
Changing the
concerned
name,
about that.
changing the name is minor.
Yeah, I'm not concerned,
I just want everybody in this room and on the,
Yeah, I don't have a concern about the name or not the name, who's on the name. That's not my concern. It's not that I have a concern. It's that I kind of would like to know, kind of
what's happening, you know? Why did the names, songs got used? I mean, I know now, you know, and I kind of knew because I have been coming just to keep myself educated, so I have some sort of idea. It's just a matter of just kind of knowing what's happening. I'm excited, I mean, we're excited about it. We're not against it, but we just kind of want to be involved and just kind of see what's happening, so, thank
Great.
you.
And I've got your note down here about an
Thanks for your
email.
help.
We'll discuss that.
Thanks for working on it.
And, you had your hand up?
Deborah.
Deborah.
did.
Grant and I both did.
Go
Grant,
Well-
go ahead.
I'll go last, that's fine.
Okay.
Deborah, you go first. Please.
Deborah Napier, 189 Gettysburg. I've worked here almost 6 years. And there's been a lot of folks that have volunteered, that have worked their hind ends off. There was a group several years ago that even put in a playground. And that takes a lot of money. They don't go to Walmart and buy a slide and bring it out here and put it up. It takes thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yep.
And they did a lot of work. It was a Snack Shack group. And I volunteered. I don't know why there has to be so much controversy out here. I just like to say, if you're not happy, there is plenty of places in this world that you can move to and be happy. It stresses everyone out when you get loud and all of that. This lady has a therapy dog that she carries around. That upsets people. If you can't come in and state your question and accept the answer you get, you need to go on text and do that, and keep that anger at your home, because it is not needed here. It transfers to everybody else, and it's not necessary.
Thank you, Deborah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't
Don't
like
be
it.
sorry. It's getting old.
Could I say one more thing? I just keep sitting here thinking over and over. Lois, we don't have a fence around us, and we don't have gates to let people in and out, check their cards. And if a little kid comes to the marina and he doesn't have a card, am I not supposed to sell him an ice cream? What would you do?
I asked where the parent was.
Well, well, most of the parents are sitting outside, the kids just run in and out and get stuff.
I was wondering
But
if they
we
would-
don't ask for cards whenever anybody comes in. And it's not because we're not trying to be careful and follow the rules. I know.
About using the upper
We do ask for cards when we register boats.
We do, we do.
Well, that's different. Thank you, Lois.
Last question, Grant.
Grant?
Kent Hoops on YouTube. Wanted to send thanks to the POA board and our community for the outstanding day of Feast and Ski event. He said our community continues to support the Lake Committee over many years.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Thanks for the report. Anyone else?
If they email us receipts from the marina, which I know they do, when he stated that somebody else might come in and pay for gas, couldn't you ask who that's for, and then they
We do.
get the
We do
receipt?
that.
That's what they're
Instead of
doing.
keep adding more and more people.
That's
that
what they're
really
doing.
We don't
want
add them in.
it. Oh, okay.
They're with somebody
Well,
we.
it sounded
they-
like you did.
Yeah, they said, and we said, we don't have you registered, because we put their name in, and then, oh, I'm with so-and-so. So we put that up, and that's who it goes to. We don't,
That was just a question.
unless you have a POA card, your name don't go in there. So,
Okay? All right.
Just very quickly, I wanted to ask about the meeting August the 18th. I haven't seen the poster, I haven't been over to the marina. The process, is it just one person to ask the questions, or is a group needed at the meeting if we are against hard alcohol?
I can't give you a formal number. all I can tell you is if you're familiar with the meeting applications like Zoom or Microsoft Team, those are the applications that are going to be used at this particular meeting. Now, again, it's up to the individual who schedules the meeting to determine how the audience can participate. So you as an individual don't have that privilege, but the individual who sets up the meeting, in this case, it'll be ATC, the alcohol, tobacco, and whatever the other C stands for. It'll be a Microsoft Team meeting.
So how do we find out the information? Is it
Right on the
posted?
door, right on the door of the marina,
Okay.
you'll see the information listed
Oh, okay.
regarding who do you contact, how do you connect, etc.
Good, okay.
They have a
There was a line to call in too.
They have a detailed website that gives you instructions, so
Great, great,
uh,
great.
I
It's on the
suggest,
window. Not on the door, it's on the window, not on the
Oh,
door.
okay, that's fine.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, couple of things.
No other hands? Go ahead with your couple things.
First off, I want to compliment your dog for being so well behaved. I think Lois made a great point. We don't have a fence around Heritage Lake. People come and go all the time. The only time they go is when they get caught. 2 weeks ago, had I not been paying attention, there would have been somebody from Avon out tooling around on our lake. I was mowing my front yard. I would highly suggest in the evening after 6 o'clock, do not drive by my house without a yellow boat sticker. But there, I was mowing the yard and there goes a boat, no yellow sticker. I immediately look on the camera and I could see that boat pulling in the marina. And I said, oh, hell no. So I told my wife, I said, I'll be right back. I run down there, introduced myself, and I said, oh, you guys from around here? We're from Avon. You have property out here? No. Do we need to have property out here? Yes, it's a private community. You are not allowed to put your boat on the sticker, or put your boat on the water without a proper sticker. Of course, everything was fine and dandy when he thought maybe I was going to cut him some slack, and he said, so I can't just put my boat on there just to make sure it planes out because I just had some work done? And I said, no, you can't. And of course, then you could tell the attitude came out. And I said, you've got to go. So I went back home, I waited my driveway, and there goes that boat. So just as easy as that was, that gentleman from Avon that had no clue about our rules, we had no idea whether he had insurance, was this close to just jumping on the water. Now, the only way to stop that is, on down the road, we have our POA cards, our passes, and we've got a gate and the whole 9 yards. That's a perfect world, but we don't have that right now, and we don't have a fence around our community. So.
And those systems are very, very, very expensive.
So we just, at the end, I guess the moral to it, we all have eyes. We all have ways to addressing things. I didn't address him harshly. It wasn't, everything was very cordial until he seen that I was not gonna let him on the water. I could tell he was very agitated, but they left and there was nothing exchanged. I wasn't in my squad car, so that wasn't an excuse. I was in my wife's vehicle. That's just the point, that anybody can be out here at any given time. I can't tell you how many times over on the fishing bank that I have stopped and checked for POA cards, and contractors out here building homes or out here fishing. It happens all the time. I mean, it's just because I took the time to stop. Had I not, they would have got away with fishing. So, like she said, there's no fence around Heritage Lake. We ain't gonna stop at all.
And maybe to go along with that, everybody can ask for POA cards.
Yes.
No,
Right.
Any member we have.
you don't have to be a law enforcement member to ask somebody for their POA card.
I'd recommend carry your own when you ask.
Yeah, make sure you have your own. Don't be a hypocrite. But it's kind of, if you see it, you can ask. If they get confrontational or weird about it, then back off and,
Call somebody.
call somebody, but don't. It goes back to the same thing we've talked about with lake security and land security and everything else. People are gonna do what they wanna do, regardless of the rules, regardless of what they're told to do. So the best we can hope for is that everybody just tries to play nice with everybody else and do the best we can. It's not gonna be perfect. None of us up here are perfect except for maybe me, but,
I agree with that.
and Ken, of course, but.
There's only one perfect person, that's the guy upstairs.
That's right. So, anyway, we always have this real fun discussion at the end of the meeting, and everybody gets real hot and heavy about all sorts of stuff. And if I could just say what I say to my 4-year-old little girl, sometimes it's just important to be kind to one another. Even if you don't like what they're saying, or you don't like what they're doing, or how they're going about it, everybody just needs to be kind to everybody else. We all live here, we all drive down the same roads, we see each other, everybody needs to be kind. If that's what you take away from the meeting, I would appreciate that.
Thank you, AJ.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Go ahead.
Speaking of no gates, no fences, et cetera, and just to get myself up to speed, because I read the postings on Heritage Lake, and I'm not saying it's all the right information. Has it been decided that if a restaurant comes in, that it will be open to the public?
Not yet, no. It's been decided that this board supports that. We have gone to the county and applied for a permit so that that can happen, I guess.
The zoning is.
The zoning, yes. So that's the best answer I have for you. Anyone else? Sharon?
Did I hear correctly, because I know you made the gesture too, like about the zoning meeting, it was supposed to be in 2 weeks, and then I heard something about October or something?
Yeah, Dick made a mistake about that.
It is in 2 weeks.
Your iteration of when the meeting was, you said it was in October.
I said October? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
August
No.
17th.
You meant August, correct?
August 3rd. They had a meeting last Monday, August 3rd. The commissioners meet every first and third Monday. And they heard the pros and cons, and their decision that day was to table the decision until their next meeting, which is
August
next
17th.
Monday. Yeah,
A week from today,
week
Sharon.
from today.
10 a.m.
I thought I heard October.
Okay. With that, I see no more hands.
Make a motion to resign.
Do I have a second?
Oh, let's give some chance.
I'm retired, man. So.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn the
I
meeting.
have a question.
Do you have a short question?
Yes, I do.
Can you be civil with your question?
I'll try.
Well, if you're not, you'll be removed.
Well, I'll be leaving anyway, Jack.
Come on, fellas, we're almost done.
You don't have to remove me.
You could be nice, sir.
Yeah, and you
Okay,
can
we're
too.
gonna.
I would be nice to you.
Excuse
with-
me, Curtis, please, question?
Go ahead.
Are you guys gonna have your lawyer dump a bunch more stuff on them before this next meeting?
I don't understand your question,
Well,
sir.
on the second meeting we had with the planning and zoning commission, you guys hired a big high-priced lawyer, come over with a big black book full of junk.
Sir,
Dump
sir,
it. Now, listen, I'm.
he didn't have
I'm
junk.
explaining
Could you talk right, please?
it. Okay.
He didn't have
bunch of
junk.
Papers.
And he didn't have stuff and all this.
Well,
Say what it really happened, that's all I'm asking. He wasn't a high-priced attorney either.
wasn't?
No.
If your question,
Then why was I accused of
That's not
forcing you
part-
guys to hire this high-priced? attorney?
That's not part of your
That was an
question.
earlier thing we did.
Go ahead.
Jeez. Anyway, are you going to do the same thing? Because we had no opportunity whatsoever at that second planning meeting to even see the information that you were presenting, let alone to rebut it. And then at this last meeting with the commissioners, we weren't even allowed in there to sit down and listen to what was going on because there wasn't enough room. And what was, you guys, what was they told? They said, well, you know, maybe you ought to have this meeting over so everybody can attend.
What's your question, please?
My question was, are you gonna dump a bunch of more information on this, on that committee without us having any idea what
May I
it is?
answer?
Or seeing it ahead of time? Yes, you could just say no.
May I answer?
Yeah.
The answer is, we are not in charge of that meeting.
But you are in charge of your
We are not
lawyers.
in charge of the meeting, you were at the meeting. You heard what the person on the government committee said, you heard what the commissioner said at that meeting. The commissioner said they will hear no more comments from anyone, and they will make a decision, period. That's what we heard, you heard.
But your lawyer was allowed to talk for about 15 minutes.
And so was the
So
judge.
we were not able to say anything.
Sir, your question has been answered. Thank you.
No, you didn't answer yet.
Yes, he
Told me,
did.
Are you
That's your
going
question.
to dump a bunch more information?
It's not our meeting, we can't. They told us we can't.
So
They
you're
told us
not, no then, in other words, the answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
With that, I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks for coming to the meeting, and thanks for contributing to the meeting. Thank you. Dick, thanks for going those. Great report tonight on your, do you want a copy of that? Would you please, I would love it.
I know.
Oh, Lord.